Hello and welcome back here on my English YouTube channel about my Lego City project called Brick World. As you can see, today we are working at the night mode because today there's one important and big update we are going to do today. We're going back to that big train station you can see right now on the center of the screen, and we're going to work at the middle part of it, finishing almost everything inside. So stay tuned for a big update. Before we can work inside, we have to remove the roof of that building in the middle part, which is not very easy. As you can see right now, it's a little bit tricky because I do not have the ability to get very good at that big part I have to remove right now. But as you can see, I got it. I can put it up. I can remove the electricity, and then we can work inside in that big part in the middle. And after today's update, we have the goal of finishing 60% of the inside of the building. As you can see here, we have to start at that location. Last time when we were working here, I changed the idea of the way of that gangway here, and I have to remove a little bit here, and now we have that final part with that 90-degree angle inside that little gangway here. And yeah, it hangs over, but I think that's the best solution, because the other solution would be to have that on the other side inside that atrium, and it does not look very well, so I decided to do it like that. Of course, we have to do that on the other side too, for the expansion and future updates, but for now we want to work inside and change some stuff here inside. As you can see, I added a new design for these tiles on the floor to make it a little bit more interesting with these 45-degree tiles. Also added these metal detectors here on both sides. Also added 2 people staying here and checking everything. And I think it's a nice little addition. Also added some little details here on everything else. And I said also I started working on the right side, adding all the missing parts in that upper part of that middle part of the building. A very complicated sentence. But yeah, next we have to work on these little sides. I'm not sure at the moment what to do here. It's a little bit too small to add rooms here, so maybe I'm adding just some more greenery stuff. By the way, that's a very nice view from up here, because that's a view we do not have often in our videos. And yeah, it's a nice view. And yeah, I also can see that I have missed some parts here. I have to put in some parts of the cobblestones down there, but that's nothing I want to do today. Coming back to that, I decided to add some benches here, and behind that I'm going to add some green stuff. I already prepared something here, as you can see here, and these parts are perfectly able to integrate into that little locations here, and I think that's a nice addition. It's a nice finishing touch. Maybe also adding some stuff up here. I'm not sure at the moment because I have to cover up these studs here. But for now, you just put these in. I am removing that little wall here because it's easier to put it in without that wall in that location. We can do it now in live mode, if you want to call it so. And I can just put it in here, press it a little bit so it's keeps in its location, and then we can put back the wall I have removed just for now. I think it's a nice little addition to fill up that gap, because as I said, there's not a good place to add rooms. Maybe I could add some restrooms, but then we are going to get some problems with the windows from outside, as you can see, because the wall is in the middle of that window. I do not want to change the outline of the building because then I got some more problems. So for now, I think that's the best addition. Also added a little new minifigures. So we have now 914 minifigures, straight on course to 1000 minifigures here in the city, which is an incredible, insane number in my head. And yeah, I think we are almost finished here. We can put back the roof. So we can put it back, which is also not very easy. It's a little bit tricky once again. But at the end, when I'm putting it in, we really have 60% of that insane big building inside done. The missing 40% on the other side will be a little bit more complicated because we do not have so much done there. But for now, I just want to film from down under the table inside here, because it's a view we do not have ever done in a video. It's also a little bit complicated, but I think it's a nice view for the very first time to see how that building looks from inside, where normally you cannot look into it because the roof is on top of it. And yeah, I really like the look. You can see the first class lounge up there. You can see that pizza store on that side. Here we can look outside on that marketplace. And yeah, I really, really like how it looks inside, even you are not able to have that view ever. So that's the big goal for today. We have, as I said, 60% of the building done. You can see all these little lights inside the building until that location here. And we have here our newest part. As you can see here, we have that green part here left. And I'm satisfied. I'm very satisfied with the outcome of today's update. And I'm very happy I can start working on the other parts of that building in the future. Everything right on that side. But there's almost nothing inside in that building at the moment. So we will need a lot of updates to finish that part. And of course, at the end, we need to build up that planned dome construction on top of it, and also have to work on the other side here. Maybe we're going to start working on here platform number 1. That's something I want to do to just finish up everything here. We need to work a little bit more on the train tracks, also adding everything else here, because that's the biggest gap in the city at the moment. And it will take some time, a lot of parts, a lot of money, but it's one way important stuff to finish up that big gap. And also we need to start with the digitalization of that stuff. That means I really want to start adding all these digital controlled switches and stuff like that in a very near future update. I hope so. So we can really get all these little gaps done. Also the missing buildings all over here that make it look a little bit more nicer, I think, when we have all these buildings behind the train station and the train tracks. But as I said, that's a lot of work left here. And also then we are going to start sometimes in the future adding the next table so we can add all the missing parts on the right side. But that's a distant future, of course. For the now and for the moment, we just want to finish everything up that we have here on the tables we have already. And that's a lot of stuff left to do. But just I want to talk a little bit more about everything I have planned for the future. As always, feel free to write everything you have in your mind in the comments, and any ideas, any stuff, everything else. And as always, thank you very much for insanely 5,000 subscribers here on the channel, and bye.